You describe this in paragraph 63. You say there was a clear plan what would happen regarding the bail. First, he would be granted bail. Secondly, if he was not granted bail, he would escape from custody. Thirdly, if 1 and 2 failed, the investigating officers would be eliminated. And then you say it was at this point where I was advised to leave the investigation. And then you again in the next paragraph say you called him back, where you say I called the person, in paragraph 64, in the third line, you say I called the person who informed me that that is Mr. Ndala. You called Mr. Ndala.
That's correct.
All right, and then that Dawu would be granted bail. Before I could tell him what happened, he laughed and said he told me this would happen. He also said that I didn't want to listen to him when he tells me about such things. He said this in a boastful way. Without disclosing anything that might be sensitive about Mr. Ndala and your engagements with him, did you consider why would he know this kind of detail? That there was a plan, and he details it in the way that I have set it out, and that Mr. Dawu would be released, and in fact, Mr. Dawu does get released.
That's correct. That was one of my concerns, to the extent that I did ask him as to how did he came about to know that he had just been released, because it was a new information. So now I thought he knew more than I knew about the case that I was investigating, meaning that he had a connection somewhere with the people that were involved in the case. That was my understanding of the situation.
And I remember there was a time where celebrities and influencers would post on Valentine's Day and everybody would be like, okay, no, we see your bouquets, we see your car, we see your blah, blah. But has Lerato posted it? Like, I remember there was a time where it was the FNB stadium, but it was a whole stadium. 30,000 seats, or I don't even know how many seats were in the same, but it was a stadium, a whole stadium. A whole stadium. And then after that, Zonke Tikana, always about you and what you want to do for me today. Zonke Tikana. Metro Award winning or nominated or Sama, whatever. Just to sing for Lerato. This was Valentine's Day. It wasn't a Valentine's Day. Ngikumbula, there was a time where another year Lerato didn't post. She just disappeared on Valentine's. And I was like, no, guys, don't follow it. It's a scam. Yeah. Let's wait for Lerato's boyfriend. And that time he was still a boyfriend. No. Next thing you know, Lerato has a hotel. But then it's not her hotel, but it's you. And then the following year, it was a mall. No, Thami probably bought that mall for Lerato. Let me tell you. And then this other year, she was in the bedroom because it was COVID and she was working from home. And in the meantime, downstairs, the Thami is planning some extravagance, Valentine's, there's balloons, there's flowers, there's glazier, there's roses, and then she comes downstairs and she's like, guys, do you remember when Lerato and her man owned Valentine's Day in South Africa? What we are posting about to angeke sizwe ngawo sesibonile sesicela uLerato ke sesibonile sesibongile sicela uLerato ke manje uLerato. You mean to tell me we must just accept the fact ukuthi akekho umfana ozokunikeza i-girlfriend allowance ka-5,000 if indoda yakho izokunika nje out of the blue allowance ka-5,000? It's either this man uyakhwabanisa uyantshontsha noma uthwele. You mean to tell me there is no man with an honest pay slip, an honest 9 to 5, an honest 10 to 2, an honest 10 to 6, 6 to 2, honest pay slip that will just be like, because cost of living is expensive. You mean to tell me it's a dream? We must just forget. You mean to tell me we must just accept the fact that if you have a man that was just out of a sudden 10K, that's me, mom, it's either iyantshontsha, iyakhwabanisa, noma ithwele. Because tell me why. Tell me why I'm going through Facebook and then I see this post. It's Lerato Kganyago's husband, Thami Ndala, has a fraud case where he was accused of owning 2 identity documents. I think the other document said he was born in 1988 and the other one said 81. Today in the Madlanga Commission, a witness says they were welcomed by Vusi Ndala hosting a party at the 12 on Hillel Boutique Hotel. That is the hotel that he bought. Same hotel owned by Thami Ndala. On 1st August 2024, the eve of Dawo's bail, Vusi Ndala called and said Dawo will be granted bail. Ndala said Dawo will pay to be released. If that fails, he will escape, and if that fails, he will eliminate the investigating office. Do you remember there was a time where there was a whole debacle with an ID? There was a proof I actually saw. I remember seeing a picture of him in one ID and a picture, totally different ID numbers, but it's for the same person. So okay, the investigation is still going on, and it's everything is still alleged. Yes, we're still trying to find out things but it could possibly, because this guy that welcomed these politicians and police officers, his name was Vusi Ndala, but that hotel is owned by Thami Ndala. Maybe they are related. It could be the same person. You know what I mean? You know how it is. Even Ramaphosa now has been alleged. Ndala just the other day, was it Ndala who basically spoke about the fact that Cyril Ramaphosa is alleged to also have 25,000 ID numbers. South Africa guys, bafazi niqonda ungitshela ukuthi like fanele accept iqala ukuthi masifuna ama 5k nama 10k allowance kumele sivume ukuthi sijola nezinswela boy, kumele sivume iqala ukuthi sijola namadoda akhwabanisayo kuwashwa imali. Oh my gosh, uthwele, hey unephethu baby. And I'm not even worried about me, guys. I'm worried about you guys. Because now I knew this. I knew that a normal man that works 8 hours, 7.5 hours is not just gonna come and give you like 5k. And a normal man that lives in South Africa that gets text with that check yake abe texting with salary yake. If you see net, I knew this. You guys were the ones that were still holding on to the dream. You could see someone is gonna come and give you 10k, an honest 9 to 5 a guy, an honest. Yeah. And you know what makes me laugh? Every single time. Hey guys, aningibhori masenzoyenza leyo nto. Ngiyabona nje guys ukuthi njena fanele si-appreciate labo esinabo. Hey kumaxuka kumanga.
Hey lapha kumadlanga commission kuyavela ukuthi bathi incumo letibaleke kakhulu bebathatha lapha endzaweni ya Lerato Kganyago nendodzi yakhe. Yeah, bathi lapho uthola tikhulu, uthola amaphoyisa, na ungena nawo na ubitiwe esitulweni la ufika uhlale khona uthola kune envelope yakho. Yebo, kuyakhulunywa lapho ukuthi bani noma simnike envelope. So ba decide lapho ba discuss ukuthi uthola inhlavu noma uthola i-envelope. Hey, madima kakhulu. Likhulu. Kuvela khona lapho ukuthi ma-hawks kahle i-group nje yebantu lokuthi akusimaphoyisa, i-group nje yekhohlakala. Yebo. I-NPA i-group nje legweba abantu labangasingaphansi kwabo. Ngicabanga ukuthi nemjolo nje sigwetshwa lapho ukuthi sihlupheke, so nemjolo perhaps uphuma la kule group usethwa lapho ubhlungu. Yabo, njengabo Lerato Kganyago umakoti wethu la inasi khabo Thami Ndala ulapha, ngikhuluma nawe ngibuke khona kulapha. So lento seyishaya ekhaya yaslimata ibhlungu kakhulu. So bathi Armand Swart washona bamshaya 23 emabullet. Yeah, lo we engineer. Yeah, ufile nyalo sebayi 23 bantu laba implicated manje. Perhaps wow.
Torse kabarena naki hanne mathomone bare monna wala rato regile molo karo. Okay, fine, congratulations. Mara ma wona ke le bere ke ditaka bosiu. Witness A. Wa bona witness A ulo mention na Lerato kana taba ke. Okay, fine. Let's hear go ba nyo muta kwa pele, go ba nyo veralized, go ba nyo crime na kwa pele. Awa na ke bone pele ka dikolo tsela. Vielo te 7 are my babies. Bon. O tshaka izaka. we really guys people Lerato le bona mara gale le DJ ya nice presenter nice ale shapo a ja sharp o ya kae go di mentioning no for fela guy o fela mentioning tors ale the all for corners of the country ba re taba di jwale ba re kwa madanga commission kwa ba re monno la ka ba khoditse tšhelete la ka bo khwirikgwiri tors ka borena senna taba tšele nna ke direle Twitter ko fa tsana ga nyo le spitinyana ke dino go re gona connectana ka spitinyana a ba rena data entši wona na data TikTok na ke na data Twitter like TikTok ba re ka thakantša gore ngo ba updated ba re ka mogo the beans are now spilled ba re every man for himself tara tsa ka borena na mara nna ke re botsa gore we need a new law in South Africa if se le queen se jola le monna wa sekhurikgwiri re tshwara monna se kwa sekhurikgwiri re tshwara le slay queen ka re slay queen tsona ga le sija tšhelete le sekhurikgwiri seo e bile slay queen se a se a gona go reporta sekhurikgwiri seo se mo rekala maboloma le di ring le di place water tara se ka brand any crime shall not prosper tara se ka brand this has been said by one of the commenters on Twitter kwa tara se ka brand
thing about bullies, they've got time and they have patience. And this is just generic. Bullies have time and they have patience. And once they find a target, that target will become their project until they feel like they have reached the limit. They have time and they will do proper research on their target without even meeting or experiencing them. I'm telling you, for no reason, because they look for what they perceive as the weakest link. Bullies have time and patience. And once they feel they've hit the target, they will move like from different stages. We'll go from psychological bullying.